Well, good morning. It is Friday, March 19th. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. On this edition of 3 News Now, we're covering who is now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccination in the state. And we have a preview of our Save Our Sauce special airing tonight that focuses on how the pandemic has impacted our local restaurant industry. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts on the stories covered in this update. You can also let me know your name and where you're watching from. But first, we turn to Hollie because it's the last official day of winter and she's tracking a warm-up as we welcome in spring.
Thank you, Danielle. And as we take a look at the rest of the afternoon on our National Design Mart forecast, we are clear, but we're cold. Temperatures not, where they should be, with 30s and low 40s inland, more like upper 40s to near 50 is the plan for this time of the year. It's the last day of winter, so it's definitely feeling that way. Then overnight, it's going to get cold. Clear skies, lows will be in the 20s as we start your Saturday. Spring arrives officially tomorrow morning, 5:37 a.m. And I'll tell you what, it may be a chilly start, but we improve and we'll end up beautiful into the afternoon with highs in the 50s and mostly sunny skies. And we're going to continue along those same lines as we look ahead to Sunday. In fact, we'll even warm things up more so. So in the meantime, for the rest of today, we'll call it cold and bright. Gusty winds diminishing as we head into the evening and highs in the upper 30s. And then as we look ahead to tomorrow, we've got spring arriving early in the day, 20s, but then 50s. So that's quite the recovery. 60s and more sunshine on Sunday. Monday, mostly sunny and mid 60s. And we'll keep that trend going into the middle of next week with a few showers by Wednesday. Back to you, Danielle.
Well, thank you, Hollie. And today is another big day for Ohioans hoping to get vaccinated. You will be eligible for a vaccine starting today if you are 40 years old and up or have cancer, chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, heart disease, or are obese. Governor Mike DeWine addressed how this is going to work and why he decided to open up eligibility to most Ohioans. He said it comes down to Ohio receiving more vaccines. By the week of March 29th, he's expecting 500,000 doses a week. That's 100,000 more doses per week than we're getting now. He also says many rural communities aren't taking the vaccine as fast, and he doesn't want any vaccine sitting on the shelf. He also plans to open up 15 more mass vaccination sites by the end of the month. And in the last 3 days, about 9,000 people have been vaccinated at Cleveland State's Wolstein Center. The governor also announced the state will test a walk-up vaccination program in Cleveland soon.
Look, the first week on the 29th, everybody that wants it's not going to be able to get the vaccination. But what providers have told us is after about 2 weeks, as we open something up, it generally starts to clear out, and then they can start seeing holes, and that's what we'll see.
And right now, Ohio's 14-day average is just over 1,500 cases. But the governor said our cases per 100,000 people dropped from 155 last week to 144 today. Now remember, that number needs to be at 50 cases per 100,000 to lift all restrictions in the state. And some good news from the Ohio Health Department when it comes to COVID cases. More counties are showing declining rates of exposure and spread of the virus. Locally, Ashtabula, Carroll, and Tuscarawas counties have dropped to the orange level on this map, which means a drop from an alert level 3 to alert level 2. And President Joe Biden has ordered all U.S. flags to be flown at half staff for the 8 victims killed during Tuesday's Atlanta area shooting rampage. The flag should stay there until sunset on March 22nd. It's a mark of respect for the victims of what he called, quote, senseless acts of violence. And the race to replace former Representative Marcia Fudge in Congress has entered the next phase. Governor DeWine announced a special election primary date of August 3rd, with the general election set for November 2nd. Ohio's 11th district contains portions of Cuyahoga and Summit County, a district that will now go about 8 months without representation while they wait for the primary on August 3rd. So we spoke with several of the candidates for the seat who were okay with the timing. However, some in the 11th district aren't too thrilled to be going so long without a voice in D.C.
Who's going to hear our cries for what we need, you know? So we need somebody immediately in that position.
Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose says this isn't too far outside of recent norms, drawing on the 219-day wait to fill former Speaker John Boehner's seat and 214 days of waiting to replace Representative Pat Tiberi. So we've been talking about this all week, and today is the day. Our 3 News documentary, Save Our Sauce, celebrating Northeast Ohio restaurants, will air this evening at 7 p.m. 3 News reporter Austin Love has spent the last month talking to local restaurant owners about the struggles of navigating their businesses through COVID. But before the special airs tonight, we want to give you a preview. Take a look.
I'm not one to ask for help. Clevelanders are pretty proud. You know, we're gonna stick through it. So I don't think that we're used to asking for help. But in the last year, especially in the restaurant community, we have had to check our egos at the door and say, we are all in the same boat here. Let's try to paddle together.
We'll be signing an order that all bars in the state and all restaurants will close at 9 o'clock tonight.
It was almost like watching a tidal wave approaching. Wow, this thing is 10 stories tall and it's about to crash on us.
How long this order will be in effect, we don't frankly know.
Like Rocky or something. You just getting boo, boo, boo. And these body shots coming from like the biggest component in the world, the governor.
It will be in effect as long as it needs to.
You have to stay calm. What do I have to do to survive?
It was tragic because they basically said it wasn't safe to be here.
Just when you think you got it bad, they got 2 words for you. Look around.
Find a way to make it work.
The last 12 months have largely been fog of war. Is it going to be another week, month, or year?
There's no pride anymore. This is life or death.
We can't make excuses. Excuses don't pay the bills.
And remember, Austin loves Save Our Sauce, celebrating Northeast Ohio's restaurants. It airs tonight at 7 o'clock, right here on WKYC. Alrighty, well, time now for the best news you'll hear all day. One of Cleveland's favorite museums is up for a huge award. Out of 35,000 museums in the country, the Great Lakes Science Center is one of 15 finalists for the Institute of Museum and Library Services Medal. It's the highest honor given to museums and libraries. From its commitment to local schools to safely continuing operations during the pandemic, the Science Center has been helping the city for 25 years. 3 winners will be chosen. The awards ceremony is at the White House in May, so good luck to them. And people are being asked to share stories, memories, pictures, and videos on social media in support of the Great Lakes Science Center. So if you choose to do so, make sure you use the hashtag IMLSmedals with your post. It's there right there on your screen for you. Alrighty, well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. And make sure you continue to check our social media pages and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you Monday morning on Go, starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great weekend, everyone, and welcome spring.